Hello everyone and welcome back to Kim's Cozy Corner. We are back in the community garden and y'all, it was a mess again. So we go from the rainy season to 95 degrees for 3 straight weeks to nothing but weeds. And so I have a few clips I'm going to show you of the condition I found the garden in when I got here today.
So here's what I found. Everything is dry, and I do mean dry as a bone. And not just my plot, but all of the plots around us as well. The dirt is just like dust. I feel like we're in a desert. It's just so dry. In the picture you see here, this isn't my plot, but one of the ones near me, and everything is just yellow and just crispy. But as we move back into my garden here, again, you can't tell the weeds from the plants. Everything is just so covered in weeds. Even though we put paper down, you can see that the weeds just decided to grow on other sides of the paper. This is where I planted potatoes. The potatoes finally did come up, but there's more weeds than there are potatoes in this Ruth Stout method that I've put in place. The plastic that I created, the 2 walk aisles, they did okay, but everything else is horrible. We're going to have to spend plenty of time over here and really working on the garden over here today. And we came up with some ideas to really help it out. The tomatoes are producing, as well as the peppers in a couple of areas, but the trellising is not up. It's not staying in place like it should. The weeds are overtaking pretty much all of the okra, as well as some of the squash. It's 110 in the shade, but we are going to work on this today. We're going to get it nice. We're going to get it back in order, and we'll do some succession planning to take care of anything that is just beyond saving. Even the cucumbers came up.
So you can see it was a mess. You know, even though we had cardboard in place and some weed barrier in place, it just wasn't doing what we needed it to do. So I bought the good stuff, right? We're at war with the weeds here. So I brought the good stuff, y'all. It's 4 feet wide, and I've covered up everything that we had previously done. And I only left out the row of potatoes that's right here and the row of green beans. Everything else, I covered up with weed barrier and just cut out spaces so the plants could come up through the weed barrier. Now, we did lose a few plants along the way. I think I lost like 3 squash plants and 2 pepper plants, but we did get to harvest a few peppers over the weeks, according to Miss Hannah and Miss Ty. So we did get some harvest. We did harvest some turnip greens as well, but now, because of all of this heat, it's already time to succession plant. And for the succession planting, we're going to add in more squash because we're out of the heat wave now. Things are cooling back down to a more normal temperature, which is in the low to mid 80s at most. The humidity's coming down as well. And so now we can get back to typical gardening in the July month. So we are going to put holes in of where we're going to add more plants. Y'all, I'm learning how to do this community garden, y'all. Don't you worry. I've been gardening for 15 years, and even though I prefer to garden in raised beds and pots and vertical planters, I'm going to figure out how to do this gardening at the community garden as well. We added additional dirt to our potatoes right here because we're using more of the Ruth Stout method here. So everything we did on top of the native soil. And so we added more soil to the potatoes that are coming up. So basically we are backfilling is what you would call it if we had gone in the ground. Some of the potatoes came up, some didn't, but we got, it looks like 6 good potato plants out here. It might be a few more that got covered up with the soil, but we will just keep healing these potatoes up as we go through the season. Cucumbers are looking good, but there are no cucumbers yet. Beans are beating, but y'all, we're not watering deep enough. We're watering too shallow. We have ladybugs out here. That's a good thing. Hi, Miss Ladybug. And I'm starting to see where blooms, yep, there are blooms. All right, y'all, there are blooms on the beans. That is a good sign. These beans are going to survive. But when we come back out to the garden, the only thing that we're going to have to worry about is weeding the beans and around the potatoes because everything else is under weed barrier, y'all. I don't like to pull weeds. The beans are starting to bloom. That is a good sign. But we're still watering too shallow. Because we're watering so shallow, we are not getting water deep enough so these beans can truly flourish the way they need to. So I've already talked to the ladies about how we need to water more deeply. And now that we've covered up everything but our vegetables, I think it'll be easier for them and they're going to increase the watering. So they've been watering every 15 minutes and I need them to water at a minimum 30 minutes because the ground is not moist at all deep down below. We're going to go ahead and put some more holes in. We're going to add a few more things back to the garden and I will bring you back and show you what we're doing. And by the way, guess what, y'all? We got another plot. Yes, we do. We got another plot that we're going to plant up. And since we're starting from scratch, we know the right way to do it so we don't have to have all this rework like we had in this plot. And you can see I got the team out here with me again. I got Miss Hannah, got Mr. Todd over there. And you can see everything is covered except for around the edges, which is covered in grass and tomatoes. We're going to get that on another day. But we got the squash in. We put in some new squash. We're watering the green beans and we've healed the potatoes. And now we're going to head over to the new plot. All right, y'all, here is our second plot. And from the beginning, we are starting off right. We already got our weed fabric down. So we will have 4 rows in between the weed fabric for things like beans and carrots and basil. But all of our vining plants, like our cucumbers and our watermelon and our cantaloupes and what else? Cucumbers, watermelon, and cantaloupe. Did I give you the cucumbers? Okay, here's the other one right here in my hand. So cucumbers, watermelon, cantaloupe, and squash will be in this weed fabric. But in the dirt, we're gonna do beans and okra and basil and carrots.
Got myself good and dirty.
Dirt means that you worked hard. Dirt is good. I would let it run. Well, if you are in a hurry, yeah, let it go ahead and run over there now. Okay. That way, let it keep going while we're over here. But you can have one on one of those water things and then have the other one on the other one. No, for real. Save you some time. All right, so I believe we should put watermelon on one side. We should put cantaloupe on the other side, and we'll put squash and cucumber in the middle. Okay. And let's put it right in the middle of the paper. Okay. And here's some more cucumbers for you.
That was the next question.
We are doing bush cucumbers out here, so we can just let them kind of lay on the ground. But since they're going to be laying on the weed fabric, it's going to give it a little more protection from those different diseases and bacteria and viruses and all that nasty stuff that sometimes in the soil that can cause your plant to die early. So with us being on the weed fabric, hopefully it'll give us a little more protection from that because we don't have any more trellising and I'm not buying any more trellising. So we're using bush cucumbers and we're going to let them sprawl the old-fashioned way. What did I say? 2 feet apart? What did I say? I can't remember.
You said 2 feet apart.
2 feet apart. To put 2 seeds in each one. Oh man, I might not have enough cantaloupe to do a whole row.
No?
No, we may have to do more cucumbers. I got enough sugar babies, but not enough cantaloupe. I'm gonna save this for the carrots. We'll work it on down and finish that whole row.
Yep.
Or should I save it for the beans? What do you think? Maybe I'll put the beans down and then we'll just come back and put some dirt on top of it. What do you think? They don't have to be deep at all. They only need to be buried a ½ inch. That's what I was going to say. Let's fold back the edges so it'll know where it's supposed to come up. For the beans, I'm going to use the old-fashioned method. I usually use the Squarefoot garden method, but I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm just going to lay them out here. And we're going to lay them on top of the dirt because this dirt is so hard. Well, actually, somebody tilled it for it, so it's not that bad, but it gets very hard. So I'm going to lay the beans on top. And I'm going to space them out farther than I would because I know weeds are going to come up and I'm going to want to weed them at some point in time. Yeah, you want to come do this other pack of beans? I brought you some purple beans.
Yay.
And so they're green beans.
Okay.
If you cook them, they turn green.
Okay. So just put them on top.
Yep, and if you want to start down on that end,
Yeah.
and you know I'm spacing them out kind of wide. Oh, your end's a little narrow. Put 2. Instead of 3 rows, you can go down to 2 rows. Yeah, your end's a little more narrow than mine. We're almost done. We did. I didn't know what I was getting into. Forgive me. Please forgive me.
Oh, we didn't either. I mean, I'm glad, but so now I know.
Yeah, so I mean, you have to figure out what you're working with, right? Yes. You got to take good care of the soil and you have to water deeply. No, this is very dry. Very, very.
Miss Kim, when I was coming up here,
Oops.
it was so wet.
Even when you get a good heavy rain, that's good for a few hours. It's not, it soaks in and goes away, especially when the soil beneath is so.
So much rain. I said, to come out here on Monday because it rained a little.
Oh no, no. I was out in the rain watering, kind of give you an idea.
Oh yeah, that sprinkler's nice.
Uh-huh. Yep, and I just sit in the car.
Yeah, I mean, it'll work, but it's going to have to run longer because you're watering everything, not just what you need. Yeah, we're going to grab some of that and sprinkle on top. I don't know. It's kind of soft. It's not that bad. Yeah, I can't even push that below the ground.
But it's so peaceful up here. I started to bring my lawn chair and just sit.
Yeah, it is peaceful.
That's why we got to stop and smell the rose.
Oh, we didn't put nothing in this one, did we? This was supposed to be squash. I was trying to figure out how did I miscount that? Because I've been standing on this one the whole time. It's supposed to be squash. Can we cut 5 more squares? Put some squash in? All right. So y'all, we thought we were done, but we weren't because I missed this whole roll of paper. But anyway, I'll be filling you in about what we did up here while Tide go ahead and help me finish this whole row that we completely looked over. We're losing the sun. We're hot, we're tired, we're sweaty. We want to go home. We want a bath. We want some water. So we're going to end this quickly. So on the back end here, I have watermelon and I have a muskmelon. And here are the pictures of the 2 types of melon that I put in the garden here. In this row here, we're going to have squash. We're going to have yellow crookneck squash. Here are the pictures of everything. We have rib zucchini and we have Romanesca or something like that, but here's the picture of it. And so we're going to have squash in this row. In this teeny row that we have in the ground just behind me here, we have purple TP beans as well as jade beans. And here's pictures of those 2 packs for you as well. Down here on this very end down here, we have all of our basil, pictures of the basil. We just did regular sweet basil, Genovese basil growing right there. And y'all, we got so tired, we didn't even properly cover it up with the good potting soil. In this row right here, we have more purple TP green beans and we have blue lake bush beans. So all of the beans in these rows are supposed to be bush beans, but we already know that the purple TP and the blue lake bush beans, they do vine just a little bit, but they should be fine because they have plenty of room to grow. In the middle of all of these beds that has the black tarp over it, these tarps are 4 feet wide. Oh, I'm stepping on my baby. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it. In this row here, we have 2 different types of cucumbers. So we have Space Master, I think it's 80 is what it's called. And we have some pickle bush, I think is what the other one is. But here are the pictures of those 2. This beautiful row right here, and you can call a row beautiful when it's nice and clean and don't have no weeds in it. But while it's beautiful, we call this row here nothing because we put nothing in it because we got tired. We will worry about this row later. And then in this last row here with the tarp, we have, what did we put back here? Squash and watermelon, right? Same watermelon, same squash that we've already talked about in the other rows. But y'all, we're tired. You know, we have full-time jobs. Plus I have my garden, right? But anyway, we are out here at the community garden, and this is episode 3, and we're gonna wrap up episode 3 right here as Todd's finishing up this space. And we're gonna water this space in really good. The other plot, let me show you. While we're over here finishing up, we have the sprinkler on the other plot so that we can get it watered in. For the other plot, we first individually soaked each and every one of the plants, and then we turned the sprinkler on, and it's been running probably a good 30 minutes or more. And then over here, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna water deeply because this ground is super hard once you get more than 3 inches deep. In some places, you don't even get to go 3 inches deep before it's a rock. But that's the plan, y'all. We got it all together. Thank you for hanging out with me at the community garden. I know this don't look anything like what I got at home, but we're gonna learn how to garden in native soil in a community garden. So we'll get better and better at it. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to Kim's Cozy Corner, turning on notifications, telling your friends and your family all about it, and don't forget to like the video. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you hang out at the community garden with me and my friends. Bye.